Okay, so I have been able to take a cold shower for the last 2 months, and I'm still taking cold showers from now on. Um, I guess it really does take 27 or more days for something to become a habit. Because in regards to the cold shower, I've be, I've just continuously kept taking cold showers ever since. So I've been able to be consistent in that respect. Now it's time to move on to my next challenge, or to my actual original challenge, because the cold shower was like a foundation of confidence, to build confidence within myself to know that if I set a goal, I can go forth and achieve it. Now my next challenge is it is to tackle my lisp, and for this I have acquired some help from some speech therapists. There are some videos online if you need some help. I'm also gonna join her website, where she gives exercises to do, stuff like that can really challenge my speech and improve it. So in that regard, let's crack on.
And languagekids.com. I'm going to spend the next few minutes showing you how to help a child say the S or the Z sound, and this can be especially helpful for children who have frontal lisps like this, or lateral like this. Those kinds of kids would benefit from help with figuring out how to say the S sound. So let's jump right in. The first technique I want to talk about is for children with frontal lisps, and this would be to take them in front of a mirror and have...
Yeah, and that is what I have. I've got a frontal lisp, meaning when I say my S's, the S comes between my teeth. So I've identified my problem. I've got a frontal lisp. So let's crack on.
them look at the way that you say the S and look at the way that they say the S and make theirs look like yours. For a frontal lisp, the tongue is coming between the teeth like this. So you can actually see the tongue when they say it. So have them look in the mirror and show them your S. Say, okay, I want you to look at my mouth. Watch. Do you see my tongue when I say that? Nope, you can't see my tongue when I say that. My tongue is inside my mouth. Okay, now you do it. Let me hear your S. Oh, did you see that? Look at yourself in the mirror. Oh, I can see your tongue when you do that. Let's try it again, and this time keep your tongue behind your teeth. And have them try again. Now, if this is a younger child, something I like to do is I'll tell them that their tongue is like a snake and their teeth are like the cage. So I'll say, okay, we need to keep this snake inside the cage. Ready? Don't let that snake out. Okay, you try. Oh, I saw the snake. Get him inside. Get him back in the cage. There we go. Keep that snake inside the cage. So then you can make it kind of fun like that. So have them practice looking at your mouth, and you can do some good ones and some bad ones, so they can tell you when your tongue is in or out. And then have them watch their own mouth and see if they can keep their tongue inside while they make that S sound. All right, the next technique I want to talk about is the exploding T. And this technique is good for children with frontal lisp or children with lateral lisp too, as long as the children with the lateral lisp are able to say a good clear T sound. If they're making some lateral airflow on the T sound and it sounds kind of slushy too, this one won't work. But if you've got a good T sound, it's a pretty good technique. So for this one, you're going to have them say the T sound over and over again. You want to talk about where their tongue is in their mouth and how it feels for them. You want to talk about, for a frontal lisp kid, you want to talk about how the tongue is inside the mouth. Can't see the tongue. For a lateral lisp kiddo, you want to talk about how the air is moving over the front of the tongue. They're pushing that air forward. Okay, now what you're going to do is have them say 5 T sounds, and on the last one, they're going to explode it. So you're going to tell them to make it like in a little explosion and push it as hard and long as they can. So you're going to explode that last T. What that does is it forces the air forward, just like the T sound, but stretches it out a little bit, or keeps the tongue inside the mouth. good S sound after the T. So, okay? Once you can get them to do that with the 5 times, then you want to have them practice just saying the sound by itself. Okay? Doing that. And then once they can do that consistently, then you can go ahead and tell them they're making an S sound. But I don't want you to do it before that, because sometimes when a kid thinks about the S, then that tongue's going to slip back out the front or go over the sides, however it is that they've been working on it. Or they've been doing it incorrectly. So just practice it for a while first, and then once they get it solid, then you can say, look at that, you're making a good S sound when you say that. Let's listen again. Do you hear the S? It's right at the end of that. That's pretty cool. And then you can practice just saying the sound. Okay, now once you get that, then you can either start putting it in words, or you can practice getting an S sound without the T from that. So to get it into words, you're going to find some words with TS at the end, like bets and cats.
Bets.
And you're going to practice putting that exploding T on the end of the word. You can also do this for TS in the middle of words, like pizza, and Etsy. Craftsy? No, that's not good. Etsy and pizza are good. I have a whole list of those on the lateral list page if you want that on my website as well. But you can use that in the middle of words as well. So practice that sound, putting it actually into words as the next sound. Or you can also work on trying to get a good S in isolation from this. So you can have them do their long sound, and then tell them you want them to put a pause in the middle of the S part. So it sounds like this. So they kind of fade out and fade back in. And that's going to help them learn how to start the S. And then you can gradually make that pause longer and longer until really they're just saying TS and then they're saying S. So just make sure that they keep their tongue in the right place for that. Keep it in the same place without moving it during the pause. So that is the key. You can use that to get started on words or get that really good S in isolation. The next tip that I want to give you, or the technique, is called co-articulation. And co-articulation, this one again can be used for frontal lisp or lateral lisp. Co-articulation is when you put the target sound next to a different sound that's going to make it easier. So in the example that we just talked about, the TS, you're using the T to facilitate the S because the T keeps the tongue in the exact same place it should be for the S. So you're putting the T right next to the S. For this, you could take a word that ends in T and put it right next to a word that begins with S. So you could say cat soup, and that gets you that right in the middle, the TS. Cat. You could also use the N sound, the n sound, because that one is also in the same place as the S. So you could say tan silo. Or you can try other sounds and see. Every child's different, so they may have a different sound that works for them. Some sounds like in the back of the mouth, like R and K would be good. So you could have bear soup or black sock, because those are going to keep the tongue back. Or, maybe some really random sound is going to work for your child. So go ahead and try some different sounds and see what works for that kiddo. So that would be co-articulation. And we had the exploding T and then looking in the mirror. The last tip that I want to give you is for the Z in particular. If you have a good S, but you're having trouble getting Z, you can talk about turning the voice on or off. So to do this, you're going to have the child take his hand, put it on his throat, and you're going to have him hum. You're going to talk about how you can feel vibrations when you hum. That means that the voice is on. You can talk about where the larynx is. Talk about how that's where the voice comes out. And when the voice is on, you can feel the vibrations. Now have him say the S sound. There's no vibration when you say the S sound. You won't feel anything in your throat. That's because the voice is off. So you can talk about the voice being on and off. Once you understand on and off for the voice, then you want to have him say the S sound and turn his voice on. So you'll have him say, there's the Z sound. Did you hear it? It's stuck in there. Let's do that again. When you turn your voice on with the S sound, you get a Z sound. And that's how you can practice learning to turn the voice on for the Z sound and off for the S sound. All right, those are my 4 elicitation techniques. If you would like more information on how to fix a frontal lisp or a lateral lisp, you can go back to my website at speechandlanguagekids.com/frontal lisp. Make sure you get 2 L's in there, frontal lisp. And that will give you all of the notes on how to do this process with minutes plus word lists and worksheets, all kinds of good stuff for you. So head on over there to the website and you can check that out. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.
Okay, that was Clary Clark from languageandspeechkids.com. I'm gonna continue doing it exercise. I'm gonna continue doing her exercises in regards to getting rid of my lisp. It is just a bad habit of whereby I place my tongue in the wrong position. Place my tongue between my teeth as I say the S sounds. So I just need to become aware of when I'm doing it, and then my lisp should and will go. Another issue that I've stumbled across when I'm making this video is like I've got a mirror here, I've got this screen there, and I've got the video recording here. So in order for me to truly master this and get rid of the lisp, I will have to ignore you guys, the viewers, and truly focus on my eyes being focused in the mirror, so that I can see the positioning of my tongue, and then just paying attention to the video or to the exercises that I'll be getting. I'll be getting the exercises because I'm gonna become a member of a site where she'll be giving me speech exercises to do elutation techniques to cover. So in all, just takes time. Like everything in life takes time. Repetition is my best friend. With each repetition, my aim is to improve. And again, everything is timing. Time is my best friend if I can use it. Time can either be my best friend or an enemy to me. And I choose to use my time to be an asset, to be a best friend to me. So I'll catch you next time I see you.